Hello everyone, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nisti Ramadani, and in this great occasion, I would like to explain you about my presentation. It is about action research design. So the first topic is, what is action research? Action research is systematic inquiry done by teachers or other individuals in an educational setting to gather information about and subsequently improve the ways their particular educational setting operates, how they teach, and how well their students learn. And then, when do you use action research? We use action research when we have an educational problem to solve, when educators want to reflect on their own practices, when you want to address school-wide problems, when teachers want to improve their practices, and when educators want to participate in a research project. The next is types of action research designs. So, there are two types of action research design. The first type is practical, and the second type is participatory. So, practical types is studying local practices involving individual or team-based inquiry. It's focusing on teacher development and student learning, and it implementing a plan of action. And then the last is it leading to the teacher as researcher. While participatory types is studying social issues that constrain individual lives, and then it emphasizing equal collaboration, and then it focusing on life-enhancing change, and then it resulting in the emancipated researcher. And the next discussion is about practical action research. We will learn more about it. So, from what we see in the previous slide, we can say that the purpose of practical action research is to research a specific school situation with a view toward improving practice. And it also has steps that are interactive, which is the first step is identify themes or research questions. The second step is collect data and analyze data. And the third step is develop an action plan. And the last step is reflect, revise, and share findings. And then we will know more about participatory action research. So from the previous slide, we can say that the purpose of participatory action research is to improve the quality of people as organizations, communities, and family lives. And its feature is deliberate exploration of a relationship between the individual and others. So, the objective is to understand how social interaction forms and reforms individuals. And then the second is, this form of inquiry is participatory. So, this means that individuals conduct studies on themselves. During this process, people examine how their own understandings, skills, values, and present knowledge both frame and constrain their actions. And then the third is, this form of research is practical and collaborative. It is collaborative because it is inquiry completed with others. It is practical because researchers typically explore acts of communication, the production of knowledge, and the structure of social organization to reduce irrational, unproductive, unjust, or unsatisfying interactions. And then the fourth is emancipatory. So it means that it helps unshackle people from the constraints of irrational and unjust structures that limit self-development and self-determination. And then the fifth is helps individuals free themselves from constraints found in media, language, work procedure, and power relationships. And This, and the last features is reflexive or dialectical, means that it focuses on bringing about change in practices. And then we go to the next discussion. It's key characteristic of action research. So the first key is a practical focus. So researchers study practical issues that will have immediate benefits to teachers, schools, and communities. Second is the educator researcher's own practices. Self-reflective research by the educator researchers turns the lights on their own educational classroom, school, or practices. And then the third is collaboration between stakeholders. And then the fourth is dynamic process. So, the dynamic process is the process spans back and forth among reflection, data collection, and action. And second is does not follow a linear pattern, and then it does not follow a casual sequence from problem to action. And the fifth is a plan of action. So, the action researcher develops a plan of action, and it formal or informal involve a few individuals or an entire community, and it also may be presenting data to stakeholders, establishing a pilot program, or exploring new practices. And the sixth is sharing research. So the group the sharing research is the group of stakeholders, and then local schools, educational personnel, and then local or state individuals, and not specifically interested in publication, but in sharing with individuals or groups who can promote change. And then we go to our last discussion. It's about steps in conducting an action research. So the first step in conducting an action research is determine if action research is the best design to use. So first we need to determine it, and then the second is identify a problem to study, and then we look at researches to help address to the problem, and then we identify information that we will need, and then we implement the data collection, and then we analyze the data, and then we develop a plan for action, and the last is we will implement the plan and reflect. And that is all for me. Thank you for your attention. I hope will help you to gain information about action research design, and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.